First of all, I'd like to thank ASEAN Secretariat, UTM, Universitas Indonesia for the ITTP COVID-19 conference. Let me share our presentation. Our presentation, entitled COVID-19 Pandemic Response and Impact in Jakarta. We are consist of 7 researchers: Professor Fatma Lestari, Professor Budi Haryanto, Professor Indang Trihandini, I myself, Ede Surya Darmawan, Mr. Adonis Muzanni, Ms. Fira Azzahra, and Mr. Aryo Wibowo. Our presentation consists of 5 components. One about the trend of COVID-19 in Jakarta, the detection and the impact of restriction, response, and also the last one is about the vaccination. The general information about the COVID in Jakarta. This is the situation of Indonesia. The purple dot is actually the condition of COVID-19 in Jakarta. Positive case is indicated with the color of the purple here. You see here that Jakarta, this is the condition of Jakarta. The population is about 10,670,000 people, about 3.8% of the population of Indonesia, and the total case is about 800,000. It's about 23 or 24% of Indonesia. The active case countries currently is about 14,000 or 1.8 patient, 1.8% from the total positive case, and the total recover about 97%. Total deaths about 1.5%, and test per million about 500,000. So this is the situation of Jakarta. Some are already compared with Indonesia. And this is the daily new cases COVID in Jakarta from 1 January up to 27 July 2021. See here, the situation is like high and then going to lower, but finally in July, this is increasing the case, and also the active daily case now is decreasing again from, this is the highest one, is about 108,000, 14,000 active case. And you see here, some of the color is related to the what we call about national holiday, and national holiday always increasing the daily case because mobility is increasing and also the transmission increasing due to people more contact during the holiday. In terms of detection laboratory system, Jakarta currently has 119 network of laboratory in Jakarta, and the capacity, we have 2 types. It is free of charge, main it's running by government, but mostly people coming by self to private laboratory, some in the hospital, but they have to pay for a certain amount of money, about $50 for 1 PCR test. And this is the capacity, the total capacity about 77,000, yeah, for all, yeah, about 119 laboratory. So, but up to at present, we never reach the full capacity using daily test for the PCR. Next is about the daily trend of PCR testing from May to 23 of July. You see here the trend is increasing, and from the moving average here, and both of paid or free of charge are similar. The level is increasing. And about the close contact from the tracing, you see here, from week 1 to week 29 in July. See here, this is the number of the contact tracing is increasing, yeah, about the percentage, but the tracing ratio is quite still low. It means the tracing level is not so good enough. because people coming to test is because they has already symptom, not by tracing. So we need actually to improve the tracing level. So finally, if the tracing level increasing, hopefully the positivity number will be reducing. And this is the trend of positive rate and number of people tested by PCR this year by week. The trend is still increasing up to July, this currently. And this is for the rapid antigen, and this one is for the PCR test. Now, when you see about the impact of current restriction, 2 weeks times 2 weeks or 1 month, so in terms of trend of daily confirmed case, actually, this is the prediction. The prediction is quite high, but due to more restriction in Jakarta, finally the cases went down, lower compared to the prediction. The same about the daily active case. Yeah. Daily active case from the prediction is quite high, but the reality we managed to reduce this active case. Yeah. Now, this is the impact of the current system into the what's so-called zonation here. The red zone, it means the zonation is, the case is quite high, the positivity rate or the people infected by COVID in the area. We use what's so-called sub-district. Yeah. The red one, it means the case is higher than the orange, and then the yellow, and finally the green one. So you see here, the number of red now become reducing. It means the impact of vacation already effective to reduce the number of people infected, and also reducing people from the isolation, both in the hospital or in the non-hospital isolation. Response to the COVID-19, you see here, this is the hospital service readiness. At the beginning, only 14 government hospitals, but currently Jakarta has 140 hospitals serve COVID-19 patients. It means double, about 10 times, from 14 to 140. And you see here, Jakarta also has what's so-called executive information system about the bed availability. You see the blue bar, it means the availability or the percentage availability of the type of bed from the ventilator in the ICU room or just regular isolation room. And this is, you see the utilization. Bed isolation room about 67%, yeah, in the July of increasing after the last few days. Yeah. Then coverage of the vaccination in Jakarta from 29 July is you see the green one is dose 1. This is for the coverage of the vaccination. Here, the green one is dose number 1. We use Sinovac vaccine, so we need the time of vaccination, and this is dose number 2, the red one, and the 3 for the booster for health worker. In terms of number, we see here that up to the last of July, 4 those one already reached 90% of the target, and dose number 2 just 51%, while dose number 3 just few for the health worker. So the response, detection, and also the restriction as the prevention tools. And finally, we come up with the conclusion. One, we conclude that Jakarta is trying to overcome COVID-19 challenge by implementing a set of action related to prevent, detect, and respond. Some of the efforts have met with the predetermined objective, and some have not due to limited of the capacity, support, and dynamic situation, because Jakarta is the capital of the Republic Indonesia. Sometimes the pressure coming is not only from the people, but also from the central government with all dynamic situation. And then we recommend one, more active case finding and more empower people to more effective prevention objective, because one of the problem is when we fail in terms of prevent, so finally people will come to the hospital, and it's make the trouble will be increasing. And the last one, we also recommend to strengthen collaboration with the private sector. We can do what's so-called pentaholistic cooperation between government, business, academician, university, mass media, and also civil society. So we can go together to overcome the trouble in terms of overcoming and tackling the problem of COVID pandemic in Jakarta, especially, and Indonesia as a whole. Thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak.